All right, get ready, Virginia. Tomorrow is your day. Voters head to the polls for one of the most important elections in the nation. It could foreshadow what's to come in the 2020 presidential election. Mike Valerio is here to break down what to look for.
Leslie, Fairfax and Loudoun counties have incredibly competitive races tomorrow, and the biggest storyline they will both play a part in is whether the balance of power shifts from Republicans to Democrats taking control of the state legislature. So if that happens, there will be new energy for proposals that have been defeated for years. Think gun restrictions, abortion rights, and protecting the LGBT community and women from discrimination. So two races tomorrow we're keeping our eyes on. First, in Fairfax and Prince William, Democrat Dan Helmer is trying to see if he can oust Republican delegate Tim Hugo. Hugo's had his seat for 16 years now, and if Helmer wins it, that ejects one of the last remaining Republicans in our area in the State House. Now, I'm sure you've also seen ads for this race. We're talking about Democrat John Bell versus Republican Gary Higgins. That's in Loudoun and Prince William. So Higgins has the president's endorsement, and Bell already serves as a Democratic Virginia delegate. This seat could also change from red to blue, which certainly would send a message to President Trump here, since Loudoun serves as a good indicator of what competitive suburbs think of the president. Leslie?